So I see on YouTube that you do meditation videos, and now do you have courses that you teach yourself? How does that work for you?
Yeah. So what happened to me after because I'm a cerebral person, I try to like understand what's happening to me, why. I've always questioned things.
Yeah.
And once I had this experience and I started to practice my guru's teachings, it started to really like help me to grow spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood this concept, right? That there's people in the 12-step program who have been there for 10 years and they're faithful to working the steps and they're good people, but they're not very happy. They're still struggling after 10 years, right? And then there's people that you meet in the 12-step program and you feel being more recovered just being next to them. They just have this amazing spiritual energy to them. Right? Like, have you met people like that before?
Yeah, I have. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. And so for me, I think that one of the main reasons that differentiates those two people is the people who are thriving in recovery have pursued further spiritual growth outside of the program.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Makes like sense. Whether it's through what you're doing with your yoga, right? Or it's by joining some sort of spiritual community, or it's by even going to like, Tony Robbins seminars or whatever it is, right? Because I think that essentially within us is this desire to know God, and God, if God is all powerful, all pervading, and the creator of this universe, then God is essentially infinite. Right? Beyond space, time, and causation. And so within us is a part of God, right? If I believe that we have a soul, right? We're a spiritual being encased in this mental, energetic, and physical form.
Yeah.
Right? And this creates the illusion that we are limited. However, our true nature is that infinity. And so when we're looking for that infinity in the world, this is why people, for example, try to amass unlimited amounts of wealth, because no matter how much wealth you have, if you don't satisfy that inner desire to be in touch with that, once you have $1 million, you're going to go like, I want 10 million, right? And when you have 10 million, you go, I want 1 billion. And so this never-ending pursuit of the infinite through material means is always going to make you hit a dead end and feel dissatisfied once you achieve that material goal, right? And what this essentially the spiritual path for me does when I meditate, it allows me to shut out all of the material reality and distractions, and even like the distractions of my mind, my association with the body, so that I can experience or get closer to that infinite self, right? Which is like drinking the elixir of joy or happiness or satisfaction. And if I'm doing that every day, I'm constantly being refreshed and expanded through that experience. I don't know if your listeners are going to relate to that or connect to that. I hope. But that's
I've had some people on here talking about spirituality and stuff like that.
Perfect. Because when I explain this to certain people, they just look at me like I'm crazy. But this has been my personal journey and experience, right? And this is why I feel like I don't have those bad days anymore. It's because I have a very effective set of tools which allow me to get to that experience. So my teacher, for example, is somebody I consider an enlightened saint, like Buddha, like Jesus was, like all of these avatars who are basically incarnations of the divine, who are telling us that you also are that. And here's how you get to the point where I am, and you become one with this infinite, all loving, all joyful, blissful reality.